A pretty girl was found alone in the jungle Wild West story. Nobody knew where she came from. That was the first thing Sheriff Logan realized when the girl stepped out of the jungle. The second thing he realized was even stranger. She wasn't afraid. Not of the men staring at her. Not of the guns hanging from their belts. Not even of the dangerous Wild West town waiting beyond the trees. She simply stood there silently beneath the burning evening sun, her green eyes watching the world like someone seeing civilization for the first time. And in the dusty frontier town of Hollow Creek, that terrified everyone. The jungle surrounding Hollow Creek stretched for miles across the southern frontier. Most cowboys avoided it. People disappeared in those woods. Hunters claimed strange sounds echoed through the trees at night. Some believed wild animals ruled the place. Others believed something worse lived there. Either way, nobody entered the jungle willingly, especially alone. Yet that evening, during one of the hottest summers in years, a young woman emerged from the trees barefoot and covered in dirt. She looked no older than 20. Her dark hair hung loosely over her shoulders while torn fabric wrapped around her like makeshift clothing stitched from survival. Several townsmen froze near the water trough when they saw her. One whispered nervously, "Good Lord." Another crossed himself. The girl stared at them quietly. Then she slowly stepped forward into town. Children stopped playing. Women pulled their sons indoors. Even the horses seemed restless. Sheriff Logan Carter exited the saloon moments later after hearing the commotion. He was a tall man with tired eyes and gray dust covering his boots from years, spent keeping peace in places where peace rarely survived. The moment he saw the girl, he stopped walking, not because she looked dangerous, because she looked lost, deeply lost. Logan approached carefully. "You all right, miss?" The girl tilted her head slightly, like she didn't understand the question. People watched silently from porches nearby. Logan lowered his voice. "Can you speak?" The girl finally nodded once. "Barely." "What's your name?" A long pause followed. Then softly, "Elena." Her voice sounded fragile from lack of use. Logan glanced toward the jungle behind her. "You alone out there?" Elena looked back toward the trees. For the first time, fear crossed her face. "Yes." That single word chilled the entire street, because nobody survived alone in that jungle. Nobody. Logan removed his coat, slowly, and handed it to her. "You should come with me." Elena hesitated, then accepted the coat carefully like she'd forgotten what kindness felt like. The sheriff led her toward the town clinic, while whispers spread through Hollow Creek faster than wildfire. By nightfall, everyone talked about the mysterious jungle girl. Some believed she escaped kidnappers. Others claimed she was part of a lost tribe hidden deep in the forest. A few drunken cowboys insisted she was a ghost. But old Martha Wilkins, who had lived in Hollow Creek longer than anyone, whispered something different. "That girl ain't dangerous," she told the bartender quietly. "She's running from something." Inside the clinic, Dr. Reeves treated cuts across Elena's feet, while Logan sat nearby watching carefully. Elena studied the lantern hanging from the ceiling with quiet fascination. "You've never seen one before?" Logan asked. She looked toward him slowly. "Not like this." Logan frowned. "How long were you in the jungle?" Elena lowered her eyes. "I don't know." The sheriff exchanged concerned glances with the doctor. "Do you remember your family?" Dr. Reeves asked gently. Elena remained silent, then finally whispered, "My father..." "Where is he?" The girl's hands trembled slightly. "Dead." Silence filled the clinic. Logan noticed scars across her arms. Old scars. Not from animals. From ropes. Someone had hurt her badly once. The sheriff leaned back quietly. "Who did this to you?" Elena's face turned pale instantly. Fear returned to her eyes. Then she whispered a name. Victor Kane. The moment Logan heard it, his expression darkened. Victor Kane was one of the most dangerous outlaws in the territory. A smuggler, a murderer, a man so brutal even bounty hunters avoided crossing him. Logan stood immediately. "How do you know Kane?" Elena looked toward the door nervously. "He'll find me." Logan stepped closer. "You're safe here." But even as he said the words, he wasn't sure they were true. Because if Victor Kane wanted someone, he never stopped hunting. That night, a thunderstorm rolled across Hollow Creek. Rain hammered rooftops while lightning illuminated the dark jungle beyond town. Inside the jailhouse, Logan studied old wanted posters spread across his desk. Victor Kane had disappeared nearly 2 years earlier after robbing a military convoy. Rumors claimed he fled south into the jungle. No one ever found him afterward. Until now, a knock interrupted Logan's thoughts. Deputy Miller entered quickly. "You need to see this." Outside town, near the jungle edge, 3 horses stood riderless beneath the rain. Fresh tracks surrounded them. Logan crouched near the mud. Boot prints. Several men. Recently arrived. The sheriff's jaw tightened. Kane's men. Back at the clinic. Elena sat beside the window, watching rain slide down the glass. For the first time in years, she slept beneath a roof instead of trees. Yet peace still felt impossible. Every thunderclap reminded her of gunshots. Every shadow reminded her of the jungle camp where Kane kept stolen money, kidnapped workers, and anyone foolish enough to betray him. Elena had spent 5 years trapped there. Her father once worked as Kane's accountant during smuggling operations. When he tried escaping with evidence against a gang, Kane killed him. But Elena escaped into the jungle during the chaos. And somehow, she survived. Hunting, hiding, learning the forest better than the men chasing her. Until eventually the jungle became her home. But Kane never stopped searching. Because Elena carried something valuable. A small journal hidden beneath the clinic floorboards. Inside it were names, bribes, murders. Enough evidence to destroy Kane forever. Near midnight, Elena suddenly heard horses outside town. Too many. Her breathing stopped. Then gunshots exploded through Hollow Creek. People screamed. Sheriff Logan rushed outside as armed riders stormed through the streets, firing rifles into the air. Victor Kane rode at the front beneath pouring rain. Tall, cold-eyed,